What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and today we're going to be doing our first mock draft of the off season. We're only a few weeks away from the NFL draft, so we're going to be hitting everything hard and hitting everything fast, dropping a video every day until the draft to give you any kind of insight possible. We're going to give you mock drafts, player breakdowns, anything and everything. We got you. All right, so obviously, first mock draft of the offseason. Here's some ground rules for the first mock draft. No trades. You have to do a 7-round mock, and that's basically it. Draft what you feel is right. Tell me what you guys did in your mock drafts in the comments below. To catch all of our videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Get notifications for when we're dropping our videos. We're also going to have instant reactions during the draft, as well as our undrafted free agents that we always end up signing and always end up doing something with. We're gonna be dropping that as they happen, so make sure you guys follow for more of that. So without further ado, we're gonna go straight into our mock draft. We're using PFF's mock draft simulator. Like I said, 7-round mock drafts. We're gonna go to fast. So draft for need, we're gonna go kind of more in the middle, but more for need. Randomness, we wanted a little bit random, but we know as we're getting closer to the draft, basically it's not going to be too random, so we're gonna go ahead and just have it a little bit less than even. All right, let's get into it. Start the draft. Remember, no trades. Did Cam Ward not go one? Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Will Campbell went 5 to the Jaguars. Mason Graham went to the Jets here. Aston Genty to the Panthers. Interesting. Tet McMillan, Tyler Warren. Interesting. All right, so the Dolphins do have plenty of people here to choose from. We have Will Johnson. Malachi Starks was mocked to us a lot, and now lately he's been falling. We don't really need an edge rusher right now or a wide receiver in the first round. However, Matthew Golden's right there. Tempting. So we could go Will Johnson, Kenneth Grant. We really do need help on the defensive line. Josh Simmons is a tackle, but he could move to guard. Kelvin Banks is seen more as a NFL guard, even though he played tackle throughout college. So those guys are all options here. Personally, I've loved everything I've seen from Kelvin Banks. There is one more guy here that he might fall to the second round, but he also could be an option over at 13, and that is Tyler Booker. Omar Kelly, I give all my credit to him for pointing that dude out to me, because before I had no idea who he was, and Omar Kelly pointed him out, and I think that dude is a stud. However, I do think Kelvin Banks Jr. is just a little bit better. We're going to go Kelvin Banks Jr. at 13. I do think that shoring up our offensive line, like we've made our defenses work with less personnel than what we have now. So I think we just need to address the trenches as much as possible, unless some out of mind value falls to us. And I'm gonna go through here. I really don't see anybody out of mind. Donovan Jackson is a really interesting one there, but we just drafted Kelvin Banks Jr. in the first, and we have Patrick Paul, left tackle now that Teron Armstead is officially retired. Left guard is open game. We have a center. We have a right guard with James Daniels. We have our right tackle with Austin Jackson. So I really don't see, like, that is really good value right here to pick him. I just can't pull myself to doing it. Another one that is incredible value is Jaden Higgins sitting here. This dude is basically T. Higgins. And it's so funny because they have the same last name. But he is basically T. Higgins. He is a tall receiver, a good route runner, great hands, great at the point of the catch. This dude will surefire be a number 2, fringe number 1 receiver in the NFL for sure. There's no doubt in my mind. That being said, we have Tyreek, we have Waddle. Tyreek, who knows what we're doing with him? If Jaden Higgins is here, I'd honestly consider trading Tyreek Hill and drafting Higgins, and then like trading Tyreek to like right behind us. Seahawks, Broncos, Packers are looking for a wide receiver, so even Chargers right here. I would be trading Tyreek Hill and picking Jaden Higgins. And I know it's crazy, and Tyreek Hill is fantastic, but Waddle is also fantastic. Waddle is going to be a stud. We've seen flashes of it. We saw him his rookie year when Tyreek came in. He kind of, dropped back a little bit, but it's kind of like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. When Dwayne Wade was by himself, he was a monster. When he had LeBron James there, he backed off a bit. His numbers dropped, and you kind of underappreciated what he did, and that's what Waddle is right now. So honestly, those are 2. It's so tempting. But you also have right here Siobhan Revel. I think I'm saying that right. This dude, he's pretty damn good. He's 6'3". He's only 23 years old. He has good size, good length. He is recovering from an ACL tear. However, he is taking top 30 visits. This dude is a monster when he was on the field. The ACL tear is what's going to drop him down. I think we have to this is like a Greer special here. This is just speaking to me. Coming off of a major injury and falling for value, that's a Greer pickup right there. So, you guys have no idea how much I wanted to pick Jaden Higgins right there. So badly. Oh boy, we have 2 of my favorite players in the entire draft just sitting right here for the pickings. Damian Martinez out of Miami and Mason Taylor out of LSU. Look, Jonnu, this is the last year of his contract. A lot of people are going to be saying we don't need a tight end, but also a lot of you complain about every other tight end on roster besides Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith only has 1 year left on his contract. Now, I made a video saying that the Dolphins should extend Jonnu Smith. However, he is 29 years old, about to be 30. So to me, that's around the prime age for a tight end, because that's what we've seen with breakout tight ends. Like they always come out in their late 20s, early 30s. That is, to me, we should extend Jonnu. Mason Taylor, though, he is not your prototypical tight end, but he can get down and dirty. He can block. He has arguably the best and softest hands in the entire draft. Pause. He doesn't drop almost anything coming his way. He is a big target. Let's see what his heights are. He's 6'5", 255. That is his measurables. 6'5", 255. Now look, his receiving stats didn't jump off the sheet at his 3 years at LSU, but look who he played with. He played with Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Jaden Daniels was able to run the ball. Like, he didn't really have too many opportunities, but he is one of those silent killers. He's able to do the dirty work. And he's not afraid to do the dirty work. He stuck it out with LSU. He could have left and gone to somewhere where he could have been the most dominant tight end in college football, but he stayed true. He stayed loyal. I really like that. So Mason Taylor here is a really good option. The reason I say Damian Martinez is one of my favorites, you guys are Miami fans. Most of you are also University of Miami fans. You understand that Damian Martinez has the speed to fit into this team, as well as has the power, has the vision, has everything. Now, we are going a little bit younger with our running backs as of right now. We have Achane and Jalen Wright as our 1A, 1B. Now, Jalen Wright, as much as I like him, he does have questionable vision at times, and Damian Martinez doesn't. He does have the vision. Jalen Wright has the speed, has the power, he has the athletic ability. He looks like an absolute unit if you've seen his offseason workouts. Damian Martinez is all of that plus guaranteed vision. So he is someone that I personally wouldn't mind picking here. I'm going to scroll a little bit more down, see Andrew. Bro, that's a really good guy right there as well. I'm going to see if there's any defensive linemen I like here. There's one in particular. He might have been drafted already. He's from Maryland. You might know his name. Yeah, he was picked 74th overall right here by the Panthers. That's Jordan Phillips. He's the one I was looking for. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take a look at the interior defensive lineman here. I really don't see too much value here. I don't see any like day one contributors here. Personally, I think the last day one contributor was probably over here. So in the third round, I'm thinking who can contribute to this team right away, because we have a lot of holes on this team, and who can also be there a long-term option. I think I'm going to have to go with Mason Taylor, just because we do have Jalen Wright. He does have, like I said, questionable characteristics at times. However, the dude, Mason Taylor, he can sit there with run blocking. He can be another option in the pass game. He could even be an option in the run game at times. He could be there for a little QB sneak as well, because once again, he has good, strong, soft hands. Pause. He can get the snap and get the tush push over, or he can just take a QB sneak. We did it with Durham Smythe. We can do it with Mason Taylor. I really see that being a good option. I even see options with McDaniel being as creative as he is, him going under center to pretend like he's about a QB sneak and then hand it off to like Achane to go around the corner. Like that I see stuff like that happening with Mason Taylor. All right. Now we're into the strictly value rounds. When I'm going for the first 3 rounds, I'm looking for day one contributors, guys that can produce almost immediately. 4 through 7, I'm looking for value, guys that have fallen, or guys that can just be good depth pieces and possibly, be a starter in a year or 2. We just drafted a tight end, so I don't want to pick another tight end. Gunnar Helm is good value here, though. Adon Blue, I really do like his film, but do I really want another Jalen Wright? Like, he's literally Texas. Like that. They were teammates last year. Riley Leonard he's one that I wouldn't mind taking here, but I'm gonna look a little bit more. I'm looking for corners. I'm looking for safeties. I'm looking for defensive linemen. Noel Williams is really good. I'm just gonna Jack Kaiser. Okay, that's going to be the pick, but I'm gonna scroll a little bit just to see what else we got here. Xavion Jones is good. Quinn Ewers, I'm not a fan of. He makes terrible decisions. Tyler Batty's good, but he's more edge than middle. I want middle. All right, we're gonna go Jack Kaiser. Reason being, we don't really have any depth at linebacker right now, so we do need depth there. Dude is just. Let's look at this. So he got a little bit worse PFF wise, but in 2023 he was 90 overall, and he jumped up from 2022 75 overall. He played in more games this year, played double the snaps he did in 2023. 73 pass rush, 312 on the run. Let's see. Just look at all this. Like, this is potential, and look what he did against Texas A&M, Maryland, Georgia Tech, USC, Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia. Look at this right here. Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia, right here. 69, 73, 69. He did, like, this is all green. This is good. His run defense grade is 86. His pass rush grade is 77. His coverage is okay. It could be better. Missed tackle rate, 4.6%. or he's in the top 4.6%. Sorry. So, look, I like it. I like it. He had only 1 touchdown allowed, forcing completions. He had 1. Yeah, so he's not great in coverage, but put him in there for put him in there for a run stop or pass rush third down situation. I'm happy with it. Alrighty. No surprise, Trevor Etienne falling like he is. Dude stinks. Like I said, looking for Tyler Batty's still here. That's crazy. Oh, we had 2 4th round. That's why. 2 4th round picks. Dude, I really just I'm trying to find more value. I might go with Tyler Batty here. Like, look, once again, like, look at this, and you look at what he did against good schools. He was terrible against UCF. Didn't really play great schools, but like Colorado, Houston, Iowa State was like, they were in the playoff, and he did pretty good there. OSU is not really, like, they have a really good run game. He did okay there, not great, not bad. Really consistent throughout his college career. You know, 497, 697, 652. Dude's 6'5", 275. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and draft Mr. Tyler Batty. Like I said, I'm just going for value, so I'm just like looking through these names, and let me know in the comments if I pass up on someone that you think I should have drafted. And I already see my pick here, and you guys are not even gonna guess who it is, but I'm gonna scroll down just to see who else is here. Jackson Haas, I like him. I've seen him fall to the 7th a little too much. All right. So, if you guys haven't guessed what my pick is going to be, it's Kalel Mullings. Everything that I was talking about with Damian Martinez, Kalel Mullings does it to not a better extent, but like sometimes as good. Sometimes as good. He has a size 6'2", 233. He's only 22 years old. And I mean, just rushing grade, he has 88, zone rushing 84.5. He can read the gap. He has good vision. He's elusive. I don't remember what his stats were on his pro day. He has virtually no experience as a receiver. North-south running style can lead to lack of patience and running into his own blockers. That's fine because we really don't run north-south too much. But when we do, the hole opens up almost immediately. Still developing high-level vision. He has good vision. High-level vision, whatever. Ball security is fantastic here. 0 fumbles on 185 carries. He has a linebacker background. That is crazy. I didn't know that, actually. That's crazy. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and draft Kalel Mullings there. Once again, value, round 5. You're getting a guy that last year probably, like, this is a deep running back class. Last year, that man would have been like, I would probably say a third or fourth round pick if he came out last year. Kyle McCord. Oh my, that might be too good to pass up here. Let's see, we do have 5 remaining picks. Jackson Haas once again also, but I just drafted Mason Taylor in the 3rd. I don't want to spend another. I rather go and get someone else, but Jackson Haas could very well be a great pick here to pair with long-term Mason Taylor. Nick Nash. Ooh, but he'd probably be there. He'd probably be there at 224. This dude, okay. All right, hold up, guys. Hold up. Hold the phone. This dude right here has been projected occasionally to go in the top 2 rounds. He's sitting here in round 5. He has risen up these boards. Look at what he did against Miami's defense. Kentucky has a good defense. That's what they did against Kentucky. Like, dude is 6'5", 225, redshirt senior. He is older. He is a year younger than Tua, but dude's rising up draft boards for a reason. He can play. We did just sign Zach Wilson, who is younger, has more NFL experience, did play under Sean Payton for a year. You know what? I'm going Jackson Hawes. It's just, I'm looking at long term. I think he pairs really well with Mason Taylor. They both have good blocking. They both have good receiving. Long term with this offense, with Mike McDaniel, who, you know, coached George Kittle, I do think that is a really, really good pickup there. And look who dropped to us in round 7. Oh boy. Oh man. I'm not picking a third tight end, but Oronde Gadsden paired with Mason Taylor would be hilarious. Oh my god, the Dolphins fan in me so badly wants to do that. But no, we're going Tyler Shaw. This dude being down here, Jaquindon Jackson, still being available at 250 or 224 is kind of crazy. But no, we're going Tyler Shaw. I'm sorry, the dude's risen up boards for a reason, and with Tua's injury history, like not even just the concussions, but he had that hip injury last year that was a muscle issue. I don't want to bank everything on Tua being fully healthy for a full season, and I don't want to be caught like we were last year, having to sign 2 QBs off the street because our backups were terrible. Malachi Moore. Ooh. Yeah, we're going Malachi Moore. But we're going to look a little bit more. Clay Webb is good. Not a fan of him. Kyren Lacy. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. If his legal issues go away, and I'm talking like he could be going to jail for manslaughter. Like that's how bad it is. But if he doesn't, he's easily the 3rd best receiver in this entire draft. Easily, maybe even the best. Hold on, we're looking up his legal issues right now. We're just gonna open up a new tab. Kyren Lacy update. January 13th. There's latest news. I'm learning this as you guys are, just because. Yeah, amid legal trouble. He did his pro day. This was like less than a week ago. He ran a 4.5 40, 36-inch vert. Dude, this is. Yeah, he has an ongoing criminal case. He's facing charges of negligent homicide. Dang. Lacy is allegedly fled the scene without calling authorities. 151 at no time. Honestly, and hear me out on this. Like, all right, I really want you guys to hear me out on this, so I'm gonna go back to the screen. Kyren Lacy. So the whole situation is basically that he passed people aggressively, leading to someone to swerve and cause a head-on collision, in which he then kind of was like, do I stop and help or do I leave? And then he ended up leaving, and that is what the witnesses say. However, his defense is that he passed them, and at no time did he strike another vehicle. Did he do anything to cause an accident? And then he passed by cautiously after the accident when there was safe passage to cross. So that being said, unless there's any dash cam footage, which this accident happened, I forget, it was either earlier, like January this year or like December last year. This happened 4 months ago. 4 months ago. There hasn't been any footage released of the accident. No dash cam, no witness statements, nothing. The probability of this guy getting away with what he did is very, very high. Now, there are other character issues here. However, This is my mock draft. I'm doing what I want. We're picking Kyron Lacy. Because if the dude is probably going to get away with it. He's probably going to get away with it, kind of like Rashee Rice got away with his car accident, kind of how Jordan Addison got away with his speeding and then falling asleep at the wheel, his DUI, how they all get away with it all the time. Now, given his accident was different, it led to a death. But if there's no proof, he's going to get off scot-free. Like, he's not going to have anything happen to him. Maybe a suspension in the NFL. But to get a top 3 receiver in the 7th round of the NFL draft, like, look, he has other character issues. This isn't his first run-in with the law. He has other character issues. We took a chance on Preston Williams, and that worked out for the 2 seasons before he got hurt, or 3 seasons before he got hurt. When he got hurt in that Arizona game, when he got jumped on by Christian Wilkins, yeah. Neither here nor there. All right, back to the draft. Cam Miller is a good option. Shamari Simmons is a good option. Like I said, I need to address the defense. What have my picks been so far? So we've done Kelvin Banks, Siobhan Revel, Mason Taylor, Jack Kaiser, Tyler Batty, Khalil. I've done really well in this draft. I've balanced it fairly well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive players. 1, 2, 3 defensive. Okay, so we need to go a little bit more defensive here. So we're gonna go pick defensive line, edge, safety, corner. We're gonna look at what we got here. We're just gonna look at linebackers here. All right, so Dante Trader. Greg Penn's a good option, but I'm not a fan of drafting a linebacker after I just spent one on a linebacker. Shiloh Sanders isn't as bad as people think. Probably go undrafted, but he's not as bad as people think. Howard Cross. I think we're gonna go Dante Trader here. Jordan Hancock's pretty good, but Dante Trader I like a little bit better. He's more developmental than anything, but we have our 2 starters already for this season. We don't really need another starter. All right, this is our last pick. Yeah, 256 is our last pick. We're gonna heavily look through all this. Jackson Meeks. Hear me out. DeRicky Wright. Daquan Felton. Donovan Edwards is still here? That's crazy. Imagine though, we draft both. Dalton Cooper. Donovan Smith. I might just do it because my name is Donovan, low-key. No, I'm kidding. Hell no. And then just a bunch of kickers. We don't really need kickers. Go back to page 1. Damn, I really don't like anybody here. Maybe Joshua Gray. Versatility could help him stick on a roster. Functional outside zone blocker. Climbs to the 2nd level with urgency and makes a point to finish linebackers once he seals them off. Definition of a tweener. Not long or nimble enough for offensive tackle. Possibly not strong enough for offensive guard. Consistently below average pass protector regardless of position. Shorter arms and lack of strength are an issue against bigger defensive tackles. Has eyes up for stunts, but not enough power to deter loopers with momentum. Oof. Given he's a 7th round pick for a reason. Clay Webb. Grinder who keeps his feet moving and aims to finish blocks. Quick enough to play in any scheme, but likely a better fit in zone, which we do run zone. Some production as a puller. Mirrors feet well in pass protection. That's good. Very few true pass blocking reps in Jacksonville State's scheme. Lack of length is an issue when engaging in pass protection. Inconsistent hand placement. Can he keep athleticism at a heavier weight? Interesting. 6'3", 290, redshirt senior. You know what? We're going with Clay Webb here. Normally I would go Joshua Gray, but like I was reading that. Let's look at Garrett Dellinger. There's no analysis on him whatsoever. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go Clay Webb, and that's gonna be our draft. Let's see what they grade our draft. Kelvin Banks, B-, A+, A, D+. Go screw yourself. Tyler Shao, A+. Kyron Lacey, C. Dante Trader, C+. Clay Webb, B+. You know what, man? I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this draft. This gives us instant contributor day 1, possible instant contributor day 1, instant contributor day 1, good depth, possible contributor day 1, possible contributor day 1, really, really good backup, if not replacement if Tua doesn't stay healthy. Kyron Lacey, this is a make or break. Like, look, 7th round picks, you take chances. I'm going to stick with my guns here. Kyron Lacey, he's your LSU receiver. He's your Brian Thomas Jr. He's your Malik Neighbors. Let's put it this way. I was watching someone when they were breaking down Mason Taylor tape, and they caught Kyron Lacey out of the corner of his eye, and he's like, am I looking at 2023? Am I looking at Malik Neighbors? Because Kyron Lacey is that good. Maybe not Malik Neighbors good, but he is that good. He does everything well. He does everything very, very well, except off the field. Could he fix off the field issues here in Miami? Do we have the leadership down here to be able to do that? We just lost 2 of our big leaders with Calais Campbell on the defensive line and Teron Armstead on the offensive line. 2 of the biggest locker room leaders are no longer on the team. Do we have the leaders to be able to help straighten him out? Do we have the leaders upstairs in the coaching staff to help him lead a straight lifestyle? That is a good question. I'm willing to take the chance on this dude. Dante Trader, Clay Webb. Clay Webb, I kind of really like. He could be a good backup piece. Could definitely compete with Liam Eichenberg for the last spot on the offensive line depth chart. Dante Trader might not make roster, but he's going to compete with some of the undrafted guys from last year, as well as some other guys going forward. We also drafted someone last year. I forget his name right now. Just been a lot. But yeah, that's my mock draft. 1.0 Dolphins Syndicate 1.0 mock draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who would you have picked differently at each of these positions? Do you like who I picked? Do you think I should have reached for more offensive linemen, more defensive linemen? The one thing I'm walking out of here with that I'm not really too happy about is I didn't get any true interior defensive linemen. And considering we only have 1 starter right now on the defensive line with Zach Sealer, that is very troubling after the draft to still have only 1. But I didn't want to reach for anybody, and I feel like everybody I got was great value where they were. Yeah, and I think Tyler Batty could play a little bit inside if he really, really wanted to. But hey, you know what? I will take this. Yeah, they said I should have taken Will Johnson instead of Kelvin Banks, but I took Kelvin Banks and then turned around and picked Siobhan Revel at 48, so I'm fine with it. All right, guys. Like I said, let me know in the comments below what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Deuces.